All right, testing.
Sounds good on my end.
Sounds are there. People are there as well. Happy Monday evening for everyone out there. And for those of you that are listening on Spotify and or YouTube or Apple Podcasts, when this gets published, happy Tuesday morning, happy Veterans Day, obviously to you as well, and to your beautiful bride. Hopefully she's getting paychecks.
Yes, as far as we know, so far she's been paid. I
didn't realize there were like multiple steps in the coming back to government, but again, I sometimes I try to read the news as little as possible.
It's crazy. Like active duty got paid, National Guard did not. So anybody that was full time got paid, but they ended up putting off a couple of some drill weekends, so she'll have to make them up eventually.
Yeah. Well, it could always be worse. Let's put it that way. But anyway, outside of that, for those of you that are watching either live or will be watching on YouTube, you might notice one absence. Diego is upstairs working hard. We are here in the brewery. We are starting to get into holiday season mode. So a lot of Monday and Tuesday holiday parties will be the norm.
Yep.
So for the near future, you might see just more of only Aaron and I, which is fine.
It's no worries.
But Nas, how was the week for you?
It was good. I mean, I spent most of the weekend with you guys.
Yeah.
Catching some games.
Catching some games. We had a planning sesh for a little side project you have going on. Yep. I will give you the floor at the end of the show because
no worries.
I know nothing about what you're talking about, but I'm thrilled that it's another community that's growing here via Newburgh Brewing Company.
Yeah.
So welcome to A Soccer Fan Walks Into a Bar. A slight change in format for the last couple of weeks. We are now doing the shows live Monday evenings, and then a quick little minor edits that I like to keep the live.
A little bit more structured thing on Monday, and a little bit more spontaneous thing on Saturday.
Yes, and drop
and
in
then obviously the watch lives
with the watch parties. So, all right, let's hop into it. We are, at least I am, a little bummed out that we have all this or some clarity. And we're right back to an international break again.
Yeah, I mean, I think, in all honesty, I think the international break is needed. Like we had such a good weekend last weekend into this weekend, which kind of just, I think lot. There was a lot of upsets and a lot of stuff that we didn't expect to happen this weekend. And I feel, for me at least, I feel it's nice to go into the international break to have a breather from that up-down roller coaster.
I agree. It's just this is our third international break already. They've only played 11 match days.
I feel like we've only been, like, since our watch live, we've only been doing 4 weeks.
So that, I mean, just from the start of the Premier League season, up until they come back again, there will be, and I'm going to use the U.S. national team just because that's our national team. Bournemouth, for instance, Tyler Adams, who plays for both. Bournemouth has played 11 matches. The U.S. will have played six in that. Like that, it's just crazy to me that they're so often. I look forward to. I think next year they've already started planning on putting the September-October windows together, which will at least cut down on some of the travel and make things a little bit easier. Although I will say,
would that be like what, 3 weeks of international football?
Probably 3.5 weeks, and then 4 match days in that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so like part of me likes it because it's less often for breaks, but now the team's gone from each other for 3 weeks. Our watching, it's like, well,
not just watching too, but like if Bournemouth are on a hot streak,
right?
What does that do to that hot streak? You know?
Yeah, or if Mary, what's up?
Yay!
So, let's hop right into it. A lot of Premier League action, some very interesting scores.
Post your friends to your story.
Post my Twitch to my story. I have no idea what you speak of. You have my Instagram. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, I think you can like multi-stream it to like Instagram, YouTube, Twitch.
Come winter, I do think I want to do the multi-streaming, whether it's Instagram Live, TikTok, YouTube, any and all. But all right, so Tottenham 2, Manchester United 2, a replay of the 2025 Europa League final, famously won in his second year by Ange Postecoglou, who is
no longer in the Premier League.
Who has since left Tottenham, got hired at Forest, left Forest,
and it's Celtic now.
No, I don't. He didn't actually sign with Celtic. I know there were rumors.
I thought it was a rumor.
Yeah. But yeah, so Tottenham 2, United 2. We actually watched the second half of this game live while we were doing our Saturday morning show. And it was very back and forth. It was late goals from both squads. Richarlison thought he had the winner in the 91st minute, but a late, with 10 men, might I add, Matthijs de Ligt goal off a header.
I really hope this isn't right. Ange Postecoglou is targeting a return to the Premier League rather than a return to Celtic.
Oh. Well, listen, it's
could it be Wolves?
It could be. It's good for us to talk about.
Listen, if he goes to Wolves, there's no other way but up.
Well, you don't know that.
Well, no. Because if they go down, they were already projected to go down anyways.
Well, there you go. All right, so yeah, Tottenham 2, United 2. Only 2 shots on target for United. They scored on both. Just an odd match.
Yeah.
Mbeumo scored early, and then Tell in the 84th. Like we said, Richarlison in the... I'm going to lower this music a little bit. Yep. Richarlison in the 91st, and De Ligt in the 96th. So back and forth, got very frantic at the end. Yeah. And
another Richarlison shirt curse.
Yes.
And that's the third time he's taken off his shirt and not won the game.
Does Thomas Frank need to have a stern talking to with him? Because not only that, but he's accumulating yellow cards now for all this as well. Yeah. What do you make of it? Obviously, as an Arsenal fan, you're very happy to see Tottenham at home not getting all 3 points.
Of course.
But all kidding aside, all rivalry aside, what do we think of Tottenham now after this?
Well, let's look at it this way. Man United drew on a set piece.
Yep.
So we go into them after the international break. So yeah. I'm excited to see what comes.
I know Matthijs de Ligt, obviously he's fallen off a bit, but he's still a great player. They have guys that can finish, and Tottenham is up in the 96th minute and up a man, and Matthijs de Ligt just kind of walks in and scores on that header. What?
Yeah.
What do you do as a Spurs defense there to combat that? I mean,
here's the other issue I think Spurs need. They've only got 1 win at home.
Yeah.
They are terrible at home. They're still up there, but it's like the elephant. We don't know how it's got there.
Right. Yeah. They currently sit 5th, and watch out, Man United are in 7th.
But look, 5th through 9th. I know. 5th through 8th. 5th through 9th. Bournemouth's on 18.
This is absolutely crazy, this table.
Tottenham through Bournemouth is down 18.
I can't.
We finally got match day 11, and we finally got 3 teams in the 20s.
Yeah. But yeah, 9th, it's like, yeah, Bournemouth are 9th, and they're 4 points off second. This whole season so far has been incredible in that sense.
Yep.
All right, moving on. Obviously, that was an action-packed match. Let me rephrase that.
Hey, how's it going? Elia Harris.
Ella,
welcome.
Very nice to see you pop in. Thank you. Sunderland Arsenal. I'll give you most of the floor on this. This match was at Sunderland. At the Stadium of Light.
Yeah.
Arsenal had the chance, and obviously this was a tougher
or didn't
match.
Have the chance.
This was a tougher match than most would have thought when the season kicked off.
You're talking about the 3rd place team.
Yeah.
We walk into their house, where they've played well all season. We're not week 11. They go up 1-0. Cool. They've broken the thing. Cool. We fight back to make it 2-1, and then another miracle goal in the 94th.
Yeah.
I told you. I told you beginning of the day, I said I have a weird feeling about this game. I called a tie in the predictions, and it's just one of those things that I foresaw coming anyways.
Yep.
So I knew there was going to be a draw here, which is fine. It's not a loss. It's still a point. Yes, they kind of drop points, but they do it to the fourth place team in the league.
Right. Yeah. That was the point I was trying to kind of lead you to is yes. And by the way, Ella, we're doing quite well. How are you doing? This was what most would have thought in August as an easy 3 points on the road for Arsenal to pick up. Fast forward to now, where yes, they're a top 4 team. Obviously, in my opinion, they don't have the squad that an Arsenal, a City, a Chelsea, a Spurs, even a United or Liverpool have.
Yep.
So this was a chance, much like we've talked about, which Arsenal have accomplished so far this year. Of these tough fixtures. Can they pull off the 3 points and start to stretch their lead even a little bit more?
Correct.
And it didn't go off, which, again, we know that this is going to happen throughout the season for all of these teams. But having, Liverpool, and we'll talk about them later, having Liverpool drop points, the draw between Spurs and United, everyone kind of middling around among the top 6 or 7. If Arsenal could have really, come forward on that and lengthened their lead, that would have put them.
I mean, again, it was a miracle goal in the 94th.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I wish I could go. I mean, we could probably do it right now, but I want to look up how many goals have been scored in extra time since the beginning of the season.
A lot.
There's been and don't get me wrong, there's been some from Arsenal as well. It's just one of those things that I feel like right now there's been people talk about boring football, and it's like, okay, but why has there been so many goals at the end of the game? Why can't there be goals in the actual game itself?
I think, it has become more of a, although they are probably the more athletic leagues, among the more athletic leagues in Europe and in the world, it has become a bit more strategic in that sense, and teams don't want to make those mistakes early. They're kind of feeling out the other team, and then
how early? 94th minute. How early do is 89th minute still too early?
It is. It is.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't fathom the amount of extra time goals there's been this season.
No, I
look. You had two in the Spurs game.
Two in that one. We had the late one here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good point, and maybe we'll do a little bit more of a deep dive for Saturday morning show on like what is happening. Yeah. Is this just in our head? Is this actually happening? And why?
Yeah. So again, and I'll leave the Arsenal Sunderland game with this. We were missing 7 attacking players. 7. 5 of which have now, as of last game, returned to training.
Yeah.
Martinelli, Gyökeres, Havertz, Jesus, and one more. I think Odegaard might be back.
What's the latest on Odegaard?
Odegaard might be back for Spurs as well. So you're talking about a fully fit attacking side coming back for Hotspur, of which none of them are playing for their international team right now.
And by the way, we'll talk about it in the next match. Some injury news on some U.S. national team players as well. All right, so an away draw. Obviously, as an Arsenal fan, as Arsenal itself, you don't want to see them concede 2 goals. I know it happens, but they have been known for the last year and a half on.
The first goal was amazing. The second goal was a blunder. So tighten it up a little bit in the back.
Yeah.
If Raya doesn't come out, that ball was caught in front of the goal. So.
All right. Elsewhere, up in Birmingham, Aston Villa hosting AFC Bournemouth. I thought this was a big bogey match. I've said it for years now. When Bournemouth are playing well and they have one of the Sunday matches where they see a lot of the other results already, whether they actually see them or not, they almost always seem to lay an egg in those situations. And here we are.
A lot of people are blaming the kit. I'll just give you a heads up. There's a curse to that kid, apparently.
I like that kid. As soon as the tariffs calm down a little bit, or I can get one here stateside, that kit will be in my closet and appear on the podcast. But our Aston Villa 4, AFC Bournemouth 0, including a penalty save by Emi Martinez on Antoine Semenyo. Yeah. But it was not great from the start. There was an on-field collision between Tyler Adams and his name is now escaping me. Oh my gosh, why can't I think of his name? Adam Smith. Jeez, of course. So Adams and Smith collided. I think it was in like the 5th or 6th minute.
It was a head collision.
Yep, head to head. Smith did come off as a sub. Tyler stayed on.
Yep.
Little side note in terms of U.S. national team hopes. Tyler was an injury scratch now for the international break. So he will not be with the U.S. I'm assuming that is 100% precautionary. But, I obviously want it out there that he was called into the squad for the November window, but has since been replaced, due to that head injury.
Yes.
But yeah, they did not look good. You could say maybe that threw them off. Obviously, in any circumstance, having to sub one of your players in the first 10 minutes is going to change things. But also having Tyler, maybe a little dinged up now, maybe a little unsure, where his game is, 110%, 100 miles an hour every step of the way. Did that throw them off? And let's face it, Villa is a good squad as well. This was, I talked about it about a month ago. They had 4 consecutive matches against teams that are currently playing in Europe. Yep. Regardless of how well they're playing this season, they have that European quality. So, this was going to be a very tough stretch, and it showed. Bournemouth now sit, 9th place, right? 9th place on 18 points.
But they're tied with 5th place.
Yeah, they're still right in it. And again, hopefully this international break allows Iraola and his crew to kind of sort some things out. Let's get some players rested. Semenyo has been not as good as he was the first few weeks of the season. Kluivert is starting to come on of late, though. And Unal, is slowly being reintroduced to the squad after an ACL injury last season. So that kind of puts things where they might need to be. Also, now we need to start talking whether it's Bournemouth, whether it's Arsenal, maybe even Sunderland, one of the surprising squads. Do they start making some plans for the winter transfer window here? Yeah. We're starting to get into. To your credit, again, I love to give you credit, whenever it's due. To your credit about, this is really the start of kind of the second chapter of the book that is the Premier League season.
Yeah, you're like, it's funny because normally around this time. Yo, Red Black,
how are you? Yes, we are slowly expanding, and we are happy to have you and other fans. Actually, Naz and I were talking about you just before the show.
Yep.
So with this format, we are, because this is going straight to podcast as well. We are not obviously we're going to interact with chat.
We'll still interact with chat, but we'll also continue.
We will continue,
going as well. Yep.
Our outline here and our format. So Red Black,
so
great to see you.
Thank you.
Tough one in Champions League for you, but and they drew, right? Red Black, I believe.
He's like, cool.
Yeah, I believe Dortmund had a tough draw on the weekend. So
which is funny. Like, again, this is normally the time that you start seeing the separation. However, the funny thing is the separation here is coming from top half and bottom half.
Right.
Because the top half is fighting, and the bottom half is just dwindling downwards.
But even with the, I mean,
you got Newcastle, Fulham. Leeds, Burnley, all just dropping off in that 12th spot.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say Everton is probably
that cutoff.
That cutoff, at least for now.
Yep.
Again, Newcastle gets a couple wins, and Brighton and Brentford. But again, now that probably means the cutoff is now a little higher.
Yeah, correct.
And we go into kind of 3 portions, which is generally what you get. You have your big 6, big 8 area.
Yeah.
You have your relegation battle, and then you have that middle that essentially has, I hate to say it, has nothing to play for anymore. They're not going to get relegated. They're not going to get into Europe. Yeah. They're just there.
Yeah, Arsenal played Tottenham and Chelsea next. So, I mean, that's 2 of the top 5. So, essentially, they can gain 6 points on those guys, or they can drop them.
Yeah. Are those away, home?
They're both away.
Both away. So that'll be tough.
Yep. No, like I said, I think I looked at Arsenal's entire strain of games, and this was the hardest back-to-back game.
Right, especially when you include a Sunderland in it, where
and again, Bayern Munich.
Yeah, but when you looked at in August, nobody thought even Sunderland fans would not have thought.
No,
we're going to be.
But again, they're in third, fourth. They were in third at the beginning of the week. The only reason they're in fourth right now is because Chelsea and City won their games.
Right.
It's the only reason.
So speaking of City, Man City hosting Liverpool in Pep Guardiola's 1,000th game, and it was a bloodbath. Man City 3-0 over Liverpool, and just when we thought, okay, they
Liverpool's righted their ship.
They right the ship in the league. They have that big win against Real Madrid in Champions League.
They just get picked apart.
And you nailed it. Like I don't,
They got the penalty save. They got the penalty save, but
that's when I thought, okay, pressure. You know what? Maybe this is meant to be. And then
Haaland just with the first goal.
Yeah, it was. And that Virgil van Dijk goal that got called back on VAR.
I do know that they have put in a discrepancy issue with Pigmol to others.
But so
every team.
I mean, that is obviously offsides is offsides, cut and dry. But that part of the offside rule is up to official interpretation. Whether or not the player is affecting the goalkeeper. Honestly, for my money, I don't think he affected.
If the ball is here and the goalkeeper is here and the player is here, I don't think there's.
Yeah, and it's not like it was a ball where you would think, oh, maybe he's going to get a touch to it.
And he gets out of the way and scores.
Do I come out? Yeah. In my opinion, that should have been a goal. I don't think Donnarumma was affected, but. The referees are the referees. I even heard some Everton fans and pundits saying that goal should have stood. So, it's bad if an Everton fan is saying that Liverpool should have scored that goal. But yeah, it was. I don't know. What do you make of Liverpool? Because I don't know. I mean, I know again we're still kind of in early stages, but every time I think Liverpool is on the ascendancy. They drop 2 or 3 matches.
I mean, you can't.
And then they drop 3 or 4 or 5 matches, and then, okay, you know what? No, they have to be able to get this right, and they get it right for a few matches, and then again, this is only 1 match. Yeah. We'll see after the international break if things change, but and to be completely honest, they are not the first, and they won't be the last team to be made to look like that by Manchester City. No. I said it weeks ago when Man City were like 6th, 7th place.
Those 115 charges can't come quick enough. I'll just say that. Yeah.
Arsenal fans starting to sweat a little bit with City climbing the table.
Every single year, it's the same thing.
So, all right. Well, that is going to do it for Premier League action. Let's jump right over to the MLS playoffs.
Yeah, and if anybody in chat or if anybody in YouTube watching has any comments on what they feel, by all means, comment on the video.
Please comment in.
Let us know. We're always down to chat.
Yes, and also jump in if you haven't already. CDU Newburgh is on Discord, so if there are things that you want us to talk about, throw it in Discord. We have a whole channel for, I think we have it's called Mailbag, I believe. So if you want to drop a note for us to talk about live on the show, we're all for it. So thank you, Naz, for dropping that in chat. All right, so MLS playoffs, the first round is finally complete.
Yes.
Just in time for the international break. So now in the middle of the playoff run, don't get me started, in the middle of the playoff run, we will take a break for international and then be back on the 22nd and 23rd, I believe. But a couple matches to talk about. Inter Miami did win big 4-0 in the third match of that 3-game set. Messi scored twice. I believe Allende scored the other 2. So Inter Miami will move on.
Sans Luis Suarez.
Yes, without Suarez. And
more
importantly for us locally, New York City traveled to Charlotte and 3-1 winners away from home. So that series, the away team won every single match.
Oh, yeah. I'll see about following back when we get back on.
So NYCFC wins 3-1. So they move on, but completely overshadowing the result is the defensive midfield right now for NYCFC is in absolute shambles.
Yep.
A horror injury. I don't know if anyone saw it. If you are squeamish, do not watch it. But Andres Pereira, I believe I just saw an Instagram post from New York City itself saying that he had surgery for a broken leg. I would have assumed it was honestly more than just a broken leg. I thought maybe some ligament and ankle damage as well. But I mean, for knock on wood, hopefully it's just the one bone or 2 bones in his lower leg, and he can start to rehab. But it was an ugly scene. Naz and I were watching live on Twitch,
We felt it.
And it was I had to get up and walk away. On top of that, Aiden O'Neill got 3 yellow cards, 1 yellow card in each of the 3 matches, so he is now suspended for the one-off game. They will play on the I think I have it right here, actually. They play on the 23rd, Sunday the 23rd, 7:30 p.m. at Philadelphia.
This is where the MLS tends to lose me, because they went from a 3-game playoff to now a 1-game playoff.
So... And I think we've talked about it, whether it was on our Monday shows or our Saturday shows. The 3-game set is solely to give every playoff team a home match.
Yep.
They used to do home and home, and they felt that, and I think rightfully so, they felt that by doing that, you're not giving an advantage to the higher seed team that did better during the regular season. So they went to this 3-game set to give more advantage to the better team.
At that point, why don't you just rig the refs?
Personally,
home field advantage? What are you talking about? Come on.
I'm fine with not.
But here's the thing: if you're going to do that, then you might as well continue with that format.
Well, then we're in January, February. No, I know.
That's on them. I just feel that you can't go from 3 to a knockout round.
Yeah. So
right.
I agree. I think I'm fine with not every playoff team getting a home match.
Yep.
There's no guarantee in that. On the flip side of things, I will say everyone knew the format, years and years ago. So it's not like it's not like
again. There's nothing that's going to change it. I'm just saying that's my opinion.
Yeah,
it puts me off of wanting to watch it.
And I think you're not wrong with it.
Because now we're going to go into an NYCFC game against Philly, and it's going to be like, okay, cool. Oh, we lost away to Philly. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, next season.
And what it does also is,
I'm not saying that's good. It's going to happen.
You're a soccer fan.
Yeah.
This format has to be tough for trying to get someone into the game. Like, okay, what is it? Okay, so we had the play-in game that was 1. Now we're in a 3-game set.
Yep.
Now we're back to 1 after an international, after a 2-week break. Like. It's got to be very confusing. And I know obviously the FIFA international window is well beyond the control of the MLS. I understand that. But it's not an easy thing, for the fan to be able to follow. On top of it being on Apple TV,
correct.
It just makes it increasingly difficult.
Are they now on weekends now, though? Or are they still doing Tuesdays and Wednesdays?
No, Saturday, 2 on Sunday, and then a Monday game.
Okay, all right.
Which I find the Monday game a little bit interesting. I personally would have rather had 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday, but again, we also forget that some of these stadiums they're not the primary occupant.
They're NFL stadiums. So
they're NFL or
Sundays
college
tend
stadiums,
to put it away.
or I mean, there's even been MLB and NFL games moved around due to Taylor Swift concerts and so the stadium is no longer a single tenant situation. So, there are tons of other things to, have to deal with logistically, which, makes everything a little bit more interesting in its own right. But yeah, so that is it for MLS. Like I said, we have a short show with the international break coming up as well. But let's take a quick 30-second break, and we'll be back for What's on Tap and One for the Road, guys. Cheers. All right. Welcome back to the show. What's on Tap? Our weekly kind of walkthrough of all the matches coming up this week, whether they are going to be streamed live here with us on Twitch or upstairs in our tap room for a watch party, or just good television watching, or to go to the games. So again, not a ton going on. A lot of friendlies, some European play with the international break. But what obviously Saturday for us here locally is going to be a big day. The U.S. are hosting Paraguay at 5 p.m. and then Mexico hosting Uruguay. Do I have that right? Is that? I got to make sure, because Mexico national team schedule.
Yes, Uruguay Saturday,
it is
November
okay.
15th. Yep.
Oh, and then they play Paraguay on Tuesday.
On the 18th. Yep.
That's crazy. All right, so yeah, Paraguay and Uruguay, two quality South American teams.
Yep.
I believe both have. Did Paraguay qualify for the World Cup? I gotta check that now too. But the U.S. now in the November break. I don't know if you saw, Gio Reyna got called back into the squad, so that is a very interesting.
I'm sure mom and dad are happy.
Yes. Yes, Paraguay is in. So Paraguay and Uruguay are both into into the World Cup. Uruguay qualified via 4th place, and Paraguay was in 6th place.
Wow. All right.
So
Brazil in 5th.
Yeah. I mean, this was a very strange CONMEBOL. I mean, look at Ecuador as runners up, which is incredible for them. But this is again a quality test for the U.S. They have not, obviously they didn't have to go through qualifying, neither did Mexico. So to try to find quality opponents and quality matches for them have been a little bit more difficult than many would think. So I really look forward to seeing this version of the U.S. on. No Pulisic, he's nursing a little bit of an injury. Weah, I believe, is hurt. And obviously Tyler Adams, who we mentioned before. So it will be, a lot of new faces, that are in prime time there. Obviously you have, Matt Freese will be there. Weston McKennie will be there. Some of the normal players that we're used to seeing, but the quote unquote stars of the team will not be in there. So I want to see who raises their level.
Yeah.
This is getting to the point where maybe it's a little too late or kind of just on the cusp to play yourself into the World Cup. Obviously, hopefully, for Gio Reyna's sake, he's hoping that he still, still have that chance.
he can still start something and make it on the roster.
So, it's what do we think? U.S. Paraguay. First of all, I do believe we're going to try to do a watch along with this as well, but we have some logistics to figure out with that. But what do we think? U.S. Paraguay, 2 World Cup teams. The U.S. is on a little bit of a
streak.
Maybe not. I wouldn't say a hot streak, but like we've said,
playing better.
For the last 3 or 4 matches in a row,
they've been
enjoyable to watch, which is in friendlies. Really, that's all you can ask for is a good style of play.
I'll put it to you this way: I will take every USA win as a special surprise.
Okay.
I am not confident on the US, but when it comes to playing teams probably like Paraguay and such like that, I do feel like we have a good chance.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like we can keep up. So I think it'll be a good match. I think it'll be a good match. I think it'll be on equal footing.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see. I think it's going to be is this going to be like their fourth match against a South American team? We did. What were the last few matches? Because I know we had Japan, but it was
Japan and Korea, and then after that was Australia and Ecuador.
Ecuador was the only one that we bet. Okay,
So,
yeah.
which,
So
again, all four of whom are in the World Cup.
Correct. So this will basically we play against the second place team. We'll now be playing against the third place team in that Cone Bowl. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm. You want to win every game. Obviously, I want to see them score and win. But I am more of the mind of, let's keep progressing. Mm-hmm. I'll take I don't want a loss, but I'll take a loss if it means we are still kind of going to the next step.
That's why I said I'll be pleasantly surprised if they win the game.
I agree.
It's not. I'm not expecting a win, but I do expect them to at least figure some things out during this game.
So. All right. I think that's honestly about all we've got. It's weird. It was an action-packed weekend.
Last weekend was insane. This weekend was like I said, it was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Dave and I were talking about it. We were saying how like both of us had an insane soccer weekend. Last weekend, with New York going into the second game and Arsenal, taking 6 points, Bournemouth sitting high up on the table. And then all of a sudden, this roller coaster goes down for us. Those sort of this point.
It also doesn't help.
And now we're hitting that like plateau of going into the break. Yeah.
It also doesn't help that here in the Northeast, it's been cold and rainy and now dark at.
Well, we got our first Arctic blast, but apparently it's supposed to be 50 over the weekend.
My wife is driving upstate for work, and she said it's snowing up there. So. All right, one for the road. Do you have anything, Naz?
Yes, I have something. It's off soccer. You and I kind of talked about it offhand about about the Dallas Cowboys player. All right, let me look up the guy's name because again I don't want to get anything wrong on this. But
Nealand.
Yes, Marshawn Nealand, I think is his name. Let's see. Yes, Marshawn Nealand of the Dallas Cowboys died via suicide over the weekend. As we all know, that is a very serious subject when it comes to life and all that. And the crazy thing, again, like we've talked about, is he scored a touchdown in the previous game.
Young, 20.
He was riding
24?
high. Yeah, riding high. He was selected in the 2024 draft by the Cowboys. We're only 1 year out of that. He did have a couple of injury hiccups last season with 6 games out. But again, he was riding high. He scored the first touchdown in the last game. Things are looking well, and then it just seemed to spiral out again for him. So just let you know, be on the lookout for your friends, your loved ones, that they could be in the greatest head mindset and at the highest peak of point, and the next day they'll be at one of the lowest lows.
Actually, I will. So the EFL and the Premier League have started to do a lot of campaigns, both in the stadiums and just television advertising for mental health. And a lot of the commercials for it are uncannily incredible. And it really kind of opens your eyes to, obviously things have changed a little bit lately in the sense that it's now okay to ask for help. But it's now we're getting, Phil Foden went on record as talking about, the mental health issues. Kevin De Bruyne has talked, especially with, at least the changes in soccer with they're playing, high energy every 3 days now. There's no privacy, no this, no that.
A lot of,
and it's okay, but my point being, some of these, outside of being in the military, these guys are the closest to quote unquote warriors that the public knows.
Well, the athletes,
it's okay for them to acknowledge that not everything is okay all the time. It's very refreshing and very liberating to have people of that stature acknowledging it, and it kind of gives us normal folk if they're dealing with it, then we can deal with it too. So it's well, this is gonna come out wrong. It's a great story in the sense of like to publicize it and acknowledge that this is still an issue, and there is help out there. Obviously our feelings are with his family, the Cowboys, the NFL, and anyone and everyone that has been touched by his untimely death, or we've all been affected by something like that. I'm sure in our lives, unfortunately.
On brighter note, and in sort of times with our What's on Tap, Oberlin Pineda scored the winning goal for AEK.
Yes,
the Mexican striker. To put them, they're still in third. However, they caught points on PAOK.
The Mexican Greek synergy that we didn't think we needed.
Nope.
But here it is.
Yes.
All right, my one for the road is some women's soccer news.
Yep.
This has not been confirmed yet, but many sources are reporting that Arthur Blank, owner of the Atlanta Falcons, owner of Atlanta United, has been tipped to the fast track for the next NWSL franchise. Obviously, there's no team name yet, but it will be in Atlanta for a $165 million franchise fee. And this is an incredible rise. Not just this one specifically. I believe the last one was like $115 million. But the valuation of these women's teams, both here and in Europe, are skyrocketing lately. And I don't know, obviously I don't know the economics of women's football, and how it compares, because a lot of I shouldn't say a lot. Some of the clubs are owned by the same, is one unit along with the men. Yeah. Some are completely separate and owned by the same people. Some are completely separate and just share a stadium with the men's counterpart.
It's interesting to see, because isn't that around the same price as what it would be for like a men's team to come in? Or is it
MLS is like
about 1.5
500, 600 million right now. Yeah. So yeah,
that's still a lot of money for
I'm shocked that the number has gotten that high that quick. But again, I am not an economist. I have a business degree. I've from 20 years ago almost. But it is wild to see, and it's good for the women's game that
there's growth.
Someone like Arthur Blank, who's an incredibly savvy businessman, is willing to drop $165 million to start a team in the NWSL. So I think more than anything, that speaks to the quality, the future, and the security of the NWSL. So all our women's football fans, both here in the States and abroad, this is an incredible time to be involved. Yep. Also, I forgot to mention this. Gotham went to Kansas City to play the number 1 seed, the best regular season team of all time, and they won 2-1 with a 120th minute goal. So Gotham will be moving on in the playoffs to the detriment of Kansas City. But good for them. The women's game is continuing to grow. I've been to several Gotham games. I coached girls and women's soccer for a number of years. So I am hopeful for its continued growth. So
that's good.
Anything else?
No, that's all
I think that's going to do it for all of us here in Newburgh today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Make sure you catch us. Obviously, follow, and subscribe right here. Get us on Instagram. Get us on YouTube.
Yeah, thank you to everybody that joined us in chat today. Red, Black, Mary, and our newest friend,
Ella. And typical Diego.
And Diego.
Right as we're signing off,
he should be working, but he's chilling in chat.
Get a message from Diego. So thank you again. Be sure to join the Discord as well.
That's him stomping upstairs now.
Yes, it probably is. Be sure to join us in Discord. Like I said, if you have matches that you want to watch, if you have topics that you want us to talk about on the show, whether it's the Monday show or the Saturday morning show, please throw us a message in Discord or send us an email.
I'll post our Discord one more time, and if anybody wants to talk to us more outside of this, again, just go ahead, click on that Discord link, join our Discord, and you can chat with us literally 5 minutes after we go.
There you go. So our website also is www.cdunewburgh.com, and our email is cdunewburgh@gmail.com. Yes. So any other questions, thoughts, concerns, comments, matches you want to watch, any and all, please throw it our way, and we'll catch you on Saturday morning. Yeah. All right, guys. Cheers.
Yeah, have a good one.